if there's a Jewish conspiracy?
Nah, I don't think of it like that. Well, just my own personal, what we dealing with. In the lesson and everything. I don't bear witness to this grand, thinking scheme from them.
As far as the lessons, because that's a sound bite that somebody's gonna take.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't bear witness to the lessons.
Yeah. If Mecca cosigns.
Right.
Yeah. No, I've always taught the students that, when we deal with this knowledge of self, not to deal with the obsession with conspiracy and making them grander than they are, They're figuring it out along the way. So I don't bear witness to their conspiracies to be that so well developed.
You talk about as far as
as far as the Jews. But I do
figuring it out.
Right. But I do think that in general the Jews seem more efficient because they have a culture that they adhere to more consistently than other white Europeans. So this is lip balm. But they have a culture they adhere to more than Europeans. Than other Europeans. It's like the lesson came. It's almost like Musa taught them. So whatever he taught them, they kept that. These are the tribes that kept that. That's what, the elders used to always tell me. Nazmi used to always tell me that, that those are the tribes that kept those laws. And, it's varying tribes, you know what I mean? So right. You get into oddities, one thing I'll say is like, you get into oddities when people also make generalizations about history. Like say, those are the original devils, those are these devils. These are all people that have mixed a long time. The narrative is not linear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, Kyrie Irving got in trouble, for putting up a documentary and stuff that's given, the general idea that Black Hebrews, thus Black Americans. But that's not how history works. It doesn't. Right. It has never worked that linear and that straight. So it doesn't make any sense, especially with more of a tribal thing. The Jews were tribes, you know what I mean? So,
and they all didn't always agree with each other.
Right, so we could say that with anything. That's a universal statement, though, in scholarship now. The first blank were black.
Right.
Right, so that's pretty much a general statement, though, but did that survive? Did that become something?
Did it become a verse?
Right, yeah, so like we don't know the angle. So to be good scholars, you got to show me the in-between. I've always said that's a big problem with our people's scholarship because we always go back to blacks created everything, we started a foundation, and the scholarship is all like that. But then it reached a dead end. So how did we go here? And that's a big question because let's say it's a person like me that's Puerto Rican. If someone tells you, I'm the black man, okay, I can say I have roots, this and that, but I got to go actually back and jump through each of the loopholes, go back, see where it all begins so I can get more of a consistent reality. I can't just use the eye test because certain places it'll be okay, certain places it won't, right? The eye test varies with peoples throughout the globe, right? So you need real scholarship, and you don't get that. You don't get that when you do that
typically nowadays.
Yeah, right? And I think what's more the problem is that it brings up a lot of bad moments of oppression for a lot of people because you see Kanye saying crazy stuff, right? To me, classical case study and trick knowledge. Whether he did it
Kanye
right.
Himself.
Whether he did it on purpose or by default. Like, what he did is the definition of trick knowledge. Let's assume, though, the way we deal with forums, right? The 5%. We go on a forum and we say, we do our best we give it all we have, all within our power, to the best of our ability, to say what we truly know and not to confuse that. He doesn't do that. So he goes up there and he mixes things. So we know, he'll say the Jews, they ran the hip-hop at a certain time. Well, what time period? Right? That needs to...
we talk about now.
Right. But I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it now.
You don't think they run hip-hop now?
No. Here's why. And, if I'm thinking of it differently.
Okay, I was just clarifying.
Right. Because if we talk about hip hop, I don't bear witness that the commercial stuff is all hip hop.
Okay.
And I bear witness that now there's more freedom. So they don't have the power to me because people can make any type of record that they want. So whatever we thought was their power in the 90s and the 2000s isn't the same power now. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
They have the power of distribution and media, so they can get limited amounts of music the same way thrown everywhere. But they don't have the control over the artist. And I say that's important because Kanye was the one saying it, an artist. So when he says that the Jews have power like they always did, not for him, an artist. He doesn't need them like that. So it's really kind of like,
he has kind of,
it's convenient.
He's kind of dependent on them at certain points.
Right. But that's because of all the other branching and the amount of money he's made and all these other things. You know what I mean? What I do think is that it's like bad, it's sloppy because in the 90s and into the 2000s, if you said Jews run the high executives, they run most of the labels, the most important ones for sure. That's a 95% truth. That's pretty much the truth. You know it too.
Right.
And
so but now the independent, you're saying that
right, because the independents, I think they take away, even if they run all of the major labels, which is still probably true.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
It is still right. They don't have the same power, and for Kanye to say that is actually incorrect. You know what I mean?
We say the same power, like you mean they don't have it. As
they don't have the power over controlling all the music that gets made like they once did. Because when you compare
they control the channel.
Right, they control the channels though. But remember in the 90s, or if we go back to even the very first records that entrepreneurs decided to put on vinyl before Sugar Hill Gang, before that one blew up, everything. Those are mainly Jewish entrepreneurs in these outskirt, Bronx communities because there was a lot of Jewish neighborhoods around there and they were entrepreneurs. So they've always had a hand in exploiting the talent. If we have to be honest though, which are the particular white ethnics that exploit the talent? It's always the ones that are nearby, right? Like you could say the same thing as the Italians because they owned a lot of the clubs. You know what I mean? So on certain fronts. So it's a valid history, but I don't like me personally, I don't like the obsession with just one group because I don't think it's one group only that's been ruining us, in that generalization.
No, that's a fact. It's not one group.
If Mega did this.